Hi and good day to you, sir. We hope by the time you're watching this video, you're well and healthy. I, Nur Fitri, along with my team members, Nur Shazliana and Nur Kasrina, will discuss on FGV Holdings Integrated Report. FGV Holdings Berhad is a Malaysia-based agribusiness that was initially publicly listed on Bursa Malaysia on 28 June 2012. FGV aims to be among the world's leading integrated and sustainable agribusiness that delivers value to their customers and stakeholders. They deliver this value by continuously enhancing their reporting disclosure, not only by preparing annual statements but also an integrated report. Through FGV's integrated report, it features the impacts of 6 capitals, which are financial, natural, manufactured, intellectual, human, social, and relationship. The annual integrated report that will be summarized here covers performance for the year ended 31st December 2021. Financial capitals is broadly understood as the pool of funds available to an organization. FGV is in a position that has steady funds available in several different forms. As at financial year 2021, FGV's total assets stand at 17.96 billion, its shareholders' equity amounting to 5.42 billion, and its cash and cash equivalents balances is at 2.03 billion. All in all, FGV has achieved better financial results and dividends for their shareholders. Their profit after tax and minority interest (PATAMI) sees an 8-fold increase from 146 million recorded in 2020 to 1.17 billion recorded in 2021, regardless of operational disruption, severe labor shortages, and lower palm oil productions due to COVID-19 pandemic. FGV recorded the highest profit earned since the group's listing in 2012. As known, FGV focuses on 3 core business sectors, which are plantations, sugar, and logistics. These sectors are called upstream, while the production of goods arising from these upstream is called downstream. Plantation is FGV's natural input that produces plantation downstream, such as cooking oil, margarine, vegetable ghee, and so on. FGV takes serious consideration on the sustainability of its natural capital, whereas operational improvements are currently ongoing through extensive improvement to replace all palm trees. As of 2021, FGV has completed felling or cut down of 13,127 hectares of palm tree and has successfully replanted 2,815 hectares of it. It is also important to mention that FGV has a land bank of 438,885 hectares of land bank. All palm planted area covers 76.6% of the land bank. Rubber tree covers 1.72%, and 20.9% of the land bank is used for multiple purposes, such as an R&D site. This shows that FGV's natural capital is being responsibly used by the organization, and this supports the current and the future prosperity of FGV. So without wasting any time, I will pass to Shazliana to explain more on the manufactured capital.
Alright, thank you so much, Fitri. Hi everyone, I am Shazliana and I will continue with the next capital reported by FGV, which is manufactured capital. For your information, FGV have 219 different estates in 9 different countries in Asia, North America, and also Europe. So being one of Malaysia's agribusiness champion, they sure own a long list of manufactured capital, and this include 67 mills, 13 bulking terminals, 8 vegetable oil refineries, 1.08 million metric tons of storage capacity, 549 units of logistics sectors, 2 sugar refineries, and also 6 warehouses. For the 67 mills that they own, they process 13.04 million metric tons of fresh fruit bunches, or also known as FFB, and 97% of it being certified by Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil (MSPO), and another 45% are certified by Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil (RSPO). For 1.08 million metric tons of the storage capacity mentioned, it can further be divided to two parts, which are 0.97 million metric tons for liquid and another 0.11 million metric tons for dry cargo. Alright, so that's a little bit for manufactured capital. Now we move on to the next capital, which is intellectual capital. So, FGV believe that their investment in the intellectual capital will actually improve their efficiencies and also sustainability of their natural and also manufactured capital. FGV's intellectual capital consists of 58 highly qualified researchers, 17 agronomists, 3 seed production center, and also 3 R&D center. Not only that, it is also important to mention here that FGV's intellectual capital also include the development of premium planting materials through genomic and breeding program, the integrated pest and disease management, the development of best mechanization practices and digitalization for estates and mill operations, and last but not least, their food and also non-food technology. Alright, now, so we move on to the penultimate capital, which is the human capital. Here, FGV believe that their investment in human capital will be a driving force to their financial capital gains in the long run. Knowing how big FGV is, it is actually expected that they have this big number of workforce. As of 31st December 2021, they have a total of around 43,000 workforce, with majority of them being mill workers. Out of the total, we can further divide their workforce to FGV employees, plantation workers, and also MSM employees. As for the plantation workers, majority of them are actually migrant workers coming from countries like Indonesia, India, Bangladesh, and etc. So, FGV allocated around 95,700 training hours for all of their workers, aiming to cultivate a skilled and also healthy workforce and also an innovative work culture. Alright, so that's a little bit from me. Now I'll pass the presentation to Kasrina to continue with the remaining agenda.
Thank you, Shazana, for the great explanation. And hello everyone, my name is Kasrina. Now I'll proceed with the presentation with the 6 capital mentioned in FGV's integrated reporting, which is social and relationship capital. So as the name itself, this capital explains the relationship of FGV with other stakeholders apart from their main customers. For instance, with field settlers, regulators, community around them, NGOs, and also suppliers. So there are a few proof that I will share with you guys, which is the first one. In 2021, FGV has allocated a total of 50 million ringgit for CSR activities, and from this amount, some of them were allocated to Hemodialysis Center as well as to fund the recipients of Felda FGV Scholarship. This was given to those students so that they can have a better education as well as pursue great opportunity in the future. Not only that, FGV has also established a committee known as Gender Equity and Women Empowerment Committee. So the purpose of this committee is to help women to get an equal chance of holding a high position in FGV. Since back then, plantation industry was well known with the men, and also it has been a taboo for women to be in the company. But then nowadays, women can have an equal chance to be the management or maybe be the director of FGV without any gender discrimination. Apart from that, through strong collaboration with NGOs out there, FGV managed to expand the wildlife conservation program. Instead of only conserving sun bears so that they can return to their natural habitat, they has also included some other wildlife such as pangolins and also female elephant. So this way, for instance, with the collaboration with Perhimpunan as a UKM, they managed to identify what are the conflicts between wildlife and also humans, and also they can further investigate regarding the biodiversity issues. And not to forget, due to the high trust between the suppliers, regulators, and FGV itself, they managed to produce and also comply with the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil standard. This means that the palm oil produced by FGV are all 100% traceable. So for this company, their risk management process involves 3 main stages, which are monitoring and review, risk assessment, and last but not least is risk reporting. In the first stage, RMC, or also known as Risk Management Committee, who is responsible in managing the risk, will actually observe the risk profile so that they can identify if there is any changes. Let's say if there is no changes, they will then proceed with the second stage, which is risk assessment. So for FGV, their risk assessment process involves 5 main phases, which are establishing the risk context, identifying the risk, analyzing them, evaluating, and last but not least is trading the risk. So let's see one by one. In the first phase, RMC will actually establish the context through understanding the environment and also identifying the objective of the risk management. It will then proceed with the second phase, which is identifying the risk. For instance, they can observe or also monitor the whole process so that they can actually identify what are the risks involved. Then, they can proceed with the third phase, which is ranking or actually analyzing the risk. The huger the impact, the higher the possibility of them to prioritize the risk instead of other risks. They will then continue with the fourth phase, which is they will evaluate based on all of the characteristics that they have identified, so that they can proceed with the fifth phase, which is performing the control to mitigate the risk. Last but not least, back to the three main stages just now, they will proceed with risk reporting, especially on the effectiveness of the risk management plan. So, some of the examples of top FGV risks in 2021 were labor risk and also commodity price risk. So, for commodity price risk, back in 2021, the price of the crude palm oil actually fluctuated uncertainly, which means that it may cause a loss or maybe cause a profit. So, what they did was that they promote or they actually introduced a commodity trading policy where they managed to keep the price at a fair level. And not only that, they also faced a labor risk or workforce risk where actually most of the workers of FGV were migrant or foreign workers. But then during the MCO or movement restriction order, during the COVID-19, the workers were not able to come back or come in Malaysia. So what they did, through a proper risk assessment and also through a discussion, they decided to optimize the usage of machine so that they can still increase the production as well as recruiting more local workforce. So they managed to mitigate and also minimize the risk of labor workers. To summarize our presentation, we believe that FGV's integrated reporting has successfully mentioned all 6 main capitals, such as financial capital and also manufacturing capital. So through these capitals mentioned, all of the FGV stakeholders such as Founder settlers and also their capital providers will actually understand on how FGV has provided value over time to them. And not only that, in the report itself, they actually mentioned about the strategies, traits that they have faced, and also their risk mitigation process. So this is actually good and also future oriented, and this also helps the company's stakeholders to understand more about the company. So that's all from us. Thank you.